Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Good morning. All right. Let's get everything going here. Sorry, I had to deal with a little leftover from the technical issues yesterday. Let's pull up our chats. Cool. Yay. What was that I had to do to finish that? Update your game, start your... I don't know why. Anyways. Alright. I'm just trying to pull up the link here. We are going right now, right? Yes, we are. Okay. There's YouTube. Wink. All right, and boom, boom, boom. All right, we all here? Oh, nope. We gotta come over here. Get everything ready. You probably watch people watching on this on replay. You're like, get on with it. Good grief, man. What are you doing? What is this? Okay, now we got a couple of people. All right, so let's look at what happened. What the fetch? Okay. Pretty aggressive push down, but not as low as yesterday's low. We're gonna need to mark that. Was 225. Previous low. Very interesting. So something has pushed us down, huh? And what is the spread doing? Well, it looks like on the move down we flattened. So there's that. Let's look at the 5-year. 5-year was a little bit more unmoved, but actually steepened on the move down. Well, we have 30-year auction today. Man. This is an odd setup. I'm not quite sure which way to take it. So they did sell it. They did sell it on the open here. Well, this could be one of those really bouncy days, or we could also just get really stuck, you know, like range bound. I don't know. It's kind of a hard, it's going to be a hard day to call. Yeah. Let's see here on my thing. Did we? Oh, not yet. Okay, so now let's look at some Bitcoins, because some interesting stuff happened last night, yeah? Oh man, so here's our Bitcoin Cash chart. So yesterday we had a breakout, and I actually had a couple of people send me some, like, you know, thank you or congratulations on having a good call on Bitcoin Cash. And then a news came out of Korea that they were possibly going to like ban cryptocurrencies in Korea, which of course turned out to be totally not true. And it went right back down. Okay. I hadn't actually seen the chart yet, but it did retrace all the way back down to the bottom of the channel. But that's good that we came back down there. Now we're coming up. Let's see where it goes today. I would like to see it 3,000 by the end of today if we could. Ethereum, I'm guessing, did similar thing. No, okay, so Ethereum started coming down yesterday. Was that? Yes, it was. That was the same time period. So Ethereum came down off of that news and didn't really recover. So Ethereum's still not looking very good. Rackley was going short Ethereum yesterday, and it looks like that's working out for him. Withdrawing from NiceHash to Coinbase is instant and free now. Well, that's cool. I don't really, you know what I don't like about NiceHash though is that it only pays you out in Bitcoins, which is lame. So the only reason I do it is to acquire other currencies. And Bitcoin here. I'm guessing that the Bitcoin is going to look really not good. Yep. Ooh. Not quite a new low though. In fact, you could even almost argue that's a head and shoulder, a reverse head and shoulders, but let's see what it does. It get like 50% here, so like 1400, and then maybe go down. Let's make sure that this chart is showing. We'll hide the Vista because that hasn't been too useful yet, and I want to see I find this useful. Oh, did I just close that whole window? No, I just minimized it and you move it back over here. Come on. Come on. Okay. Well, my bias has to be lower because we're below the VWAP, but we did just kind of pivot a little bit higher than the overnight low. So we're just gonna let this thing go. Oh, how much did we make? Okay, so we're to 43 shares in our mining, Monero. And how many? Oh, we got 64 Verge now. That's growing quickly. Bum, 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 ba-dum. Oh, okay. I see some stuff in chat. Aloha from Cape Town. Wow. Well, nice to meet you, Smiley. I had a friend from, oh, did we have news that I wasn't anticipating? I'm so bad. What was it? Oh, it was PPI. Is PPI bad? Ooh, negative 0.1 versus 0.2. Unemployment claims bad too. This is the second week where the unemployment claims have exceeded expectations, by the way. So that's not good. What's the core? Come on, give me the core. Okay, core was also negative 0.1. Where were we before the news? 295. No, they're icebreaking there. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna let this one calm down. Anyways, so what was I have a friend that lived down in South Africa. Let's see here. Wondering if more downside on Bitcoin or if it's done next few days should be interesting. FUD may take time to digest. And we make lows below 50-day moving average today, perhaps technically going bearish. I'm long-term bullish on Bitcoin, back over 20K. So my long-term view on Bitcoin, if I can pull the chart up here really quickly, gotta keep an eye on this. In fact, let's run it again today. Dun, 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 dun. 74 still. Come on, go away. There we go. Okay, so let's go look at the charts that it made for us. 11th. Okay, so here's my chart for Bitcoin. You'll notice we've kind of been ranging back and forth here in this spot, and it looks like we just took another little step lower. Okay, so we did pass that iceberg. I'm gonna wait still. Multiple things at the same time. Okay, so my expectation is that because we hit this level and we had a quote-unquote crash, it's going to go back to the bottom of the channel. So my long-term view is bearish, which is a little different from yours. That's okay. I mean, maybe that's not a long-term view. Maybe that's my medium-term view is bearish, okay? Because every other time that it's hit this has gone back down to the bottom of the channel. So I believe that there's still pain just based on this indicator, okay? But like we were just saying, yes, it looks bad, especially when you compare, again, look here, Bitcoin. So that's the move down. It took us to new lows, and it's recovering a little bit, and it hasn't recovered a whole lot, okay? Bitcoin Cash. Okay, here's the downturn, and we've recovered about half of it already, and it looks like we might get to 3,000 today. But more importantly, this, when it went down, it only just took us back to the base of this triangle. So I would say that the way that Bitcoin reacted to that news, the technical damage that it did to the chart was significant in Bitcoin, but not necessarily end of the world damage, right? If we had gotten down below this to, you know, past 12,500, then I would start, you know, I'd be like, that's really, really bad. We might see another push down, etc., etc. But because it stopped short of it, you kind of get this reverse head and shoulders. Now, it's not a confirmed one, because for it to confirm, we have to break the neckline and we have to get the volume. Okay. But, you know, so it's anybody's guess where it goes from here. I'm just going to say that the way Bitcoin reacted last night was not good compared to Bitcoin Cash. Now, Bitcoin Cash, I believe that Bitcoin Cash is going to make a new high. That's my prediction. Not a new high from what it made on Coinbase, because that was like 9,000. That was ridiculous. But I do think that it will get above this 4,000 here. Because the Bitcoin Cash looks like it could go a bit. So I hope that answers all of you guys' questions about that. Agreed, more downside medium term, but once back over 20K, going to fly. Yeah, yet another good morning for Mr. South, and not so good for Bitcoin though. Well, we're still only up by like 10%, I think, from where I bought. So not quite out of the woods. All right, good. So I'm going to take a moment here and stuff my face a little bit. We did get that push up, but I don't know, looking at the volume, I'm a little wary of just buying it here still. So we're just going to keep an eye on it while I eat a little bit. Yeah, so I see Anthony here on YouTube asking, so definitely hold Bitcoin Cash. One goes up, one goes down. Well, yeah, so I do think that Bitcoin Cash is going to outperform Bitcoin in the near to midterm. But I don't like the word hodl. Here's my thing. I don't want you guys to hodl. I want you guys to have specific profit targets and stop losses that you adjust based on the situation. Ultimately, if you really believe in Bitcoin, okay, and you want to help Bitcoin. Now, remember, I don't believe that Bitcoin is going to replace fiat, but I do think that there are some positive things that come out of the cryptocurrency market, and I want to see it grow and improve, right? If you want that, we need to decrease market volatility. We need to make it more trustworthy, okay? And if everybody is just holding coins on the expectation that it's going to be worth $1 billion someday, that can't happen. You need to use proper risk control even when you're trading cryptocurrencies. So I would say don't hodl it, okay? If it gets below our so here's our Bitcoin Cash chart again. If I did say that we could get another step lower, okay, but if it takes another step below that, so for me it's going to be around 2050. If it gets below 2050, I'm going to get out. Yeah. Youngmin Lee just got in at 2370, looking for around 5600 when Coinbase launched Bitcoin Cash. It shot up to 5K on Bittrex. Yes, it was pretty crazy. I think, where did I get? I think I got in around the same place. It's hard to say because when I got in, I sold some of my C coin. I had to sell it for Bitcoin, and then I had to trade into Bitcoin Cash. And so I don't actually know the dollar value. I'd have to go and calculate it. But I have it in Delta. I have it in Delta. Oh, actually, maybe Delta will tell me. Let's look. Let's pull my phone out. You can't see it, unfortunately. I wish that they had it on the desktop because it's a great application. Market value. Oh, it says that I bought it essentially at $88. So, or I bought $88 at, oh, okay, here we go. My buy price was $2,055. I only bought $100 worth or so though. Because that's what I got right now, so. And then, you know, maybe the later end of the month, we might put another 100 in. Let's check Twitch. Okay, yeah. Twitch is doing good. Thank you guys very much. It helps the community, I think, when we got viewers. Make sure to like and subscribe to the videos too if you haven't. Okay, well, I think that not taking that was the right decision. Oh, a bunch of people took orders here. I had the Discord muted. Okay, what happened? Tucker went short and got stopped out, actually. Tisk. Is that right after the news? Okay. Keith went short. 050. Oh, I see. 0. So he went short at the VWAP and got 2. Good job, Keith. I'm playing the bounce right there. I'm actually thinking about going short here as well because there are clearly some signs of exhaustion. And we did kind of bounce off the VWAP. But that news was kind of negative. Okay, so if I sell most of my positions with my altcoins and then re-enter after all the blood is out, more and more people are freaking out, not me. Well, the thing that I thought was interesting about the South Korea news was that people definitely sold when it happened. Like, I remember looking at, because I just installed Delta on my phone last night, so I'm pulling it out like every hour to look at it, and I have it to tell me how much they've changed in the past hour. And it was like down 10% in 1 hour, and I'm like, what the heck? And then by the time I went to bed, it had already recovered. At least my holdings had. So it kind of seems to me like the market, definitely saw it as a panic, because they pretty much rooted out, because the story was that they're going to ban Bitcoin, which, ugh.
Tucker said, I can usually see a bias in the DOM and then trade that. Today I'm seeing nothing but pixels frowning face with open mouth.
Today is a confusing day for sure. Anyways, they're not going to ban Bitcoin. Come on. There's no way. I mean, for a developed country to ban Bitcoin, it's going to be a lot more difficult for them than just one night. Oh, it's banned, guys. No, sorry.
Dominic said, LOL. Great Bear said, you can always pray to God you can see pixels. It's a good sign.
Just close your eyes and click somewhere. You have a 50% chance at that point, right? Nope, let's not take trades unless we have a good probability that the trade is going to work for us. Oatmeal, it's all... It probably sounds disgusting, huh? Well, that 31.5 is
Dominic
holding.
said, come on, Seth. That'd be gambling.
It would be. It is an interesting exercise, though, to go in and set yourself, like, for ZN, I would probably use 2 ticks, but just enter randomly, give it 2 ticks, and see what your expectancy is on it. The little eye-opening. Do you realize that the odds are stacked against you from the very beginning? 50% is actually really good. Okay, so they just traded out of that zipper. No, that's fishy. You see that they go down to 700 and only like 83 people had sold it? I don't know. I didn't like that one. It was a little weird. Now that they took it, obviously it was wrong, but yeah, look, it's an interest area. Been through this before with the China FUD. Yeah, I remember
said,
hearing
reminds
about
me
all
a ton
that.
of yesterday's ping pong. I wonder if we see midday action again.
Yesterday, it took me an entire day to find a machine that allowed me to exchange a bit of Satoshis in US dollars. They don't make it easy. Well, yeah, I mean, really, Coinbase, Tether, somebody said there's 3 ways, right? I forget what the third one is. Oh, yeah, Gemini. Those are like the only 3 ways that you can get it into cash in the United States. Which kind of puts things in perspective, right? Like, you see all these, huge gains in altcoins and things like that. Where's this money coming from? It's all just coming from the cryptocurrency market itself, because it's, you can't really exchange them for dollars. And if you make, big, huge profit in an altcoin, it's like, it's a little bit of a arduous process to take your profits in cash.
Tucker said offering 315.
Well, I don't like this one either. I'm actually kind of leaning towards waiting at the moment and seeing if an iceberg shows up to buy. Like maybe we're almost back to where the news came. Maybe we'll see absorption at the news price. In the meantime, I should eat more food. I've been super bad about that. I'm much less focused when I haven't eaten. I had to go to Jersey to find a machine that accepted a foreigner to trade some Bitcoin and fiat money. Whoa. In Jersey, you have Belco BTM. It's working.
Tucker
Don't bother.
said,
Go straight to this
to
one
that
if
point,
you need it to.
I think the iceberg you're looking for is the sellers which have brought it back down to the news price.
Yeah, I think that there was... well, the thing that I think is interesting is that there was that 4,300 that bought it there. And I don't know if those guys... I think that some of this move down was those guys. But yes, I think that there's going to be a couple of people that maybe sold it at the VWAP that are going to want to get out here at the news price, which was 29.5. Was it 29.5? For sure? Yes, it was 29.5. But I also think that there's a lot of people that wanted to buy it at the news, like myself, that are going to say, oh, it's at the news price again. Now's our chance to buy. So very often when I see like a big push like that, I'll often hope for a liquidity vacuum and put a buy order in there.
Tucker said lowered to 310.
I don't know. There's our iceberg, but it's going the opposite way we expected.
Tucker said pulled order. Thinking seller momentum.
Yeah. Maybe they're going to go for the lows of the day. That kind of, you know, that absorption there kind of makes me think maybe they were doing a lower break, but then there was nobody actually, it doesn't look like there was anybody actually sitting there waiting to buy it. So.
Dominic said, Seth, when you have a minute, can we please discuss the cumulative delta again? You explained it yesterday, but I didn't quite get what it really means.
Oh, sure. So cumulative delta is basically every time that a market buy order goes through, cumulative delta increases by 1. And every time that a market sell goes through, cumulative delta decreases by 1. That's it. I think maybe where you might have gotten confused was that the other day when we were talking to Keith, he has this chart that has a cumulative delta that's based on uptick versus downtick. So what that is all of this volume that's being traded here. So we've had buys and sells. see, so there was like 2,600 and 1,000, but it wouldn't
Dominic
be
said orders or trades.
actual market orders that come and hit the market. I mean, I guess they're the same thing, right? Okay. Some buyers fighting it a little bit, but still have sell icebergs on it. Anyways, so here, that one there was like 2,000 and 100.
Dominic said okay Ty.
He would that when it's uptick downtick, instead of the cumulative delta being net 1,000 in that instance, it would just count all of it as a downtick, and so it would all be negative. It would all count to negative. Basically, all that volume, so it would be negative 3,000 if you're doing uptick downtick. At least that's my understanding of how it works. So that's it's kind of like cumulative delta weighted by the direction that price actually went, is kind of what it does. But it doesn't tell you as well how many people in or out. So for instance, if we look here in ZN, we're at the same price that we were before the news, essentially. And cumulative delta is equal, if not a little higher. So that says to me that the people that got in are out. In ZB, there's still a few that could puke, even though we're at the right price. Okay, bullish. ZF, it's down slightly, but ZF hasn't quite hit the price that they were at the news. It's taking more orders to get us back there. So overall, when you look at the three of them, I think it's a little too early to say what it's going to do. And what I'm seeing now is they're fighting it. So I'm going to let them play through it.
Tucker said short 285. Tucker said looking for new lows, obviously. Tucker said liking the absorption by sellers at 290, not liking my entry price. That's what I get for chasing the SOB down from 300. Tucker said flat 295. Not seeing it right today. No more trades today.
Well, I didn't think that one was too bad. Where did he get in? Did he get in short 285? Oh, so he took -2 on that one. Well, the thing that I think is interesting about the trade that Tucker made there was that I put this little eye at the 29 earlier. But then if you actually look at the chart, the interest area was 85. Now we've ticked up 2 ticks. Okay. Oh gosh dang it. I always forget to connect to the demo system. Here we go. It's okay. We didn't miss out on anything. We might not get filled here though. So I'm thinking next interest area is 31.15. So any of these prices are actually okay. But what I like is the cumulative delta jumping up here. So I have a question for you guys in chat, because we saw this iceberg at 29, and I think we did clear 28.5 at least once, right? In fact, did we trade 28? Yeah, we did. So if you wanted to do that 1 tick trade, how would you have played it? Would you have sold 29 and then tried to buy 28.5 as your exit? Or would you have waited until you got filled at 28.5 and gotten out at 29? What do you think? What do you think you would have done, and what do you think was the right way to play it? Well, okay, that sell there at 19.5 in the 5-year, it was no good.
Dominic said ask it again, please.
Okay, so the question was, there was 71.75 iceberg absorbed at 29, and there was 23.85 sold into 28 halves. So you would have gotten filled on both sides, but the question is, if you were going to take a tick out here, which one would have been your entry and which one would have been your exit? Would you have sold 29 and bought 85, or would you have bought 85 and sold 29? Okay, well, ZF wants to go lower, or somebody wants ZF to go lower, but it's not.
Tucker said, and of course the only day this week I stop out twice in a row is the day I consciously decide to put more size on LOL.
Oh, that sucks,
Dominic
dude.
said sold 29 and bought 85.
Okay, so you would have sold first. Wait, now, would you do that because
Dominic said at the time,
the
pressure
was down?
/ momentum was down.
Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of the conundrum, is that the pressure was definitely down. The problem is that it was easier to get filled at 29 because 7,000 went through. Whereas at 28 half, you know, depends on when you got in. So you might have sold 29 and then never gotten filled and then be scratching it right now. Right? Versus if you had taken 28 half and gotten filled, you would have almost certainly have been able to have made a tick off of it. And it's a difficult one because we did see an interest area there earlier at 29, but we also saw an interest area at 28 half. See right there? Technically we're in the 4-tick range, I think. Well, the move that I wanted is not materializing now with that last tick. So I guess my conclusion on that 1-tick trade is that that would have been a 1-tick trade that would have been better to just watch on, since the interest areas were unclear and contradicted the momentum. Yeah. Mark seems pretty light action today, feels trappy. I mean, there's actually been okay volume, but it does seem rangy, doesn't it? Like I'm super skeptical that they're going to break
Traders said
a new
sold
low
at
here.
29 because volume slice grabber.
Yeah. So it sounds like Trade the Traders, when it ticked back down here, he went short, which would have been a good trade. I probably should have gotten out there, huh? I just don't see a lot of initiation
said Tucker
at this
trend
point.
looks down, more IMO. Bad data has pushed up for a good pullback at Yest. Close, a classic.
Oh, look at that. The thing that I find interesting is that there was all of that work to push it down in ZF, and they still only just got to where they were before the news. Now, of course, they're going to keep pushing. I don't know if they will make it or not.
Heath said long 28 10-year. Tucker said alligator, yeah. Both of my trades were shorts. Shorts got paid today, but today isn't about breakout/momentum so far. It's range scalps and I need to practice that.
No, a good thing I should point out at this point is how many icebergs have we actually seen? Like when we've seen like...
Trade the Traders said Treasuries not easy today.
More than 3,000 at any one price level. And I can see just on the DOM that was like left over, we can see 3 of them. Now those 3, they were ones that got pushed through. But so it's kind of an interesting balance, because it does appear that limit orders are being more influential in this market, but the icebergs are being stopped. And I think that that's kind of why if we're feeling a little frustrated. Because the choppy action dictates that you have to play the ranges, and yet many of those trades are still have failed today. Adel 3137, did he short Bitcoin? I'm not quite sure what that one was. I wonder if you said that when I was talking about Rackley. And I don't think he did, but he was shorting Ethereum in particular because it was hitting the RSI oversold levels. So I'm not surprised that Ethereum took
Tucker
it the hardest.
Said TTT exactly. It's a preserve your capital type of day LOL.
Yeah. Although I'd say Keith has been doing pretty good here, yeah? Because he took one at the VWAP and now he's taken one down here at the bottom that is, well, it's at least break even right now. You know what? I should turn on my robot. Oops. I wonder if my robot would have went short. Let's look. Would it have gone short? It would have gone short on that move down. Probably. Okay. Well. Okay, so there's the guys in the 5-year trying to push it again. They're probably going to get stopped out here. They might take it another one. Well, that kind of makes this a poor low now. This might turn into a trend day really quickly. Oh, okay. Ticked up. Definitely the 5-year is the one that's trying to push us down, isn't it? So let's make sure we keep an eye on this here. Nobody's bought 18.7. Okay.
Heath said scratch.
Do you ever check CT, perhaps not to trade, but for reference to me? What could be interesting is that low beginning since the beginning of January 280, if it holds or not. I mean, I've looked at it from time to time and people definitely mention it, but I haven't seen it be instrumental enough to justify adding another thing to my screen, you know what I mean? So I already have a lot going on. I don't know. Maybe if I had multiple screens and I could, like, show you more to stream, but like, I feel like it's better to just keep it simple. I could probably make the DOM smaller, you know, because I can read this much smaller than what it is. But then you guys wouldn't be able to see the numbers on replay, so. Well, we've actually got a good number of viewers on Twitch today now. Thank you, Twitch viewers. Oops. Too bad that the first trade that I've taken has been a failed one.
Trade the traders said Twitch is faster.
Is Twitch faster? That might make sense. Although I think they're both delayed a little bit because I got the restream thing and that adds a bit of delay. And YouTube
Trade
actually
the
isn't
traders
bad.
said yes.
YouTube is like 5 seconds, I think. Because I can go into the video and play it back myself and I can hear myself talk and count. It's definitely fast enough for us to have a conversation. Well, man. I'm not quite sure what to make of this action because it's touched that low a couple of times. ZF really did push hard to get it down here. It kind of feels like they should be trying to stop me out right now. And yet, what is it doing? Like, level 2 has gone dead. No orders are going through. I don't know if they're going to break a new low or not. Oh, they bought it up. Ooh, and they actually offered they actually bid quite a bit there in the 5-year too, didn't they? Yep. I'm pretty sure now that we're to 10 viewers in Twitch that that is beyond our usual you know, guys that just come from Discord and so forth, so welcome new people. If you have questions about what you're seeing, just ask in the chat. I prefer that you ask in Discord, but I'm watching Discord and Twitch and YouTube, so if you ask a question about what you're seeing, I'll definitely try and answer it. And there's, you know, other people in chat that at this point I think have a pretty good idea of what's going on and can answer the questions too. Need to get these guys at 18 quarters. 18 and 3/4 in the 5-year to pull a little bit. Only got 200 to pull. It's getting a little bit more positive. No, I don't want to give it up. There's also this 500 in the 30 years a problem, I think. How are they positioned here, you think? I'm wondering if in the 30-year... Oh, wow. Look at that. Okay, that was a good take. Wow. Yep, and that firmed up really good too. If I wasn't...
Heath said, damn. Should have held.
Oh, you got out? Oh, you scratched it. I didn't see that. I thought that was a great trade, Keith. You were just... Maybe you were a little early, but you picked a good spot.
Heath said need to be a little more patient with the 10.
Yeah, you do. Well, and the thing that I've found about the 10-year, like in this case, you know, you will pick the wrong spot sometimes, but it is not unusual for it to go 2 ticks against you and then still end up with a good profitable trade. All the time. Of course, I shouldn't speak too soon because it would not be unusual for it to come and almost give me break even, and then the
Heath
sellers
said,
come
good
back
to know,
in.
Seth.
But I don't know how we could look at this. So one of the problems that I have is that because I don't have like a full NinjaTrader license, it doesn't connect to the broker and see my orders that go through, so I can't go into NinjaTrader to look at stats. But I think that if I was able to go in there and look at all of my trades in the 10-year, you would see that my adverse ticks is higher than it was in the 30-year. Because in the 30-year, it was usually, it had like almost no advert, maybe one when it was a profitable trade. And in the 10-year, it's not unusual for me to have 2 against me. So I'm wondering, it's all this, see this, it went down, 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 and it never pierced that low. And I'm wondering if that was buyers are absorbing stuff everywhere and that they were the ones that took that 500 there. If that's the case, then we could have...
Alligator said quite slow today, before ECP, and now. I hope for better activity tomorrow, no auction, alas it's Friday.
ECB? What is the ECB doing today, Alligator? Or are you just talking about the bond auction? Yeah. What do we have tomorrow, though? What's our news? Let's look. Oh, yeah, we got CPI. Bond auction definitely making it hard, though. Days that there are auctions have traditionally been difficult for me. Nice. You could really see on that one how they were. The buyers just kind of, it started as a little trickle and then zoop. Yeah, they're gonna do it on this one too, huh? And only taking 1,678 to scare them. Well, now I don't want anybody to be sitting here going, good for you, Seth. Because when that went down, I should have gotten out at like 29 or 28 half, and I was just flat-footed. So I made a mistake and I got lucky. Yeah, I definitely feel like I made a mistake there. Maybe see the VWAP again though. We need to get past this pivot. We need to trade 30 half. So sellers might put up more of a fight here at 30. However, the 10-year has not, or sorry, the 5-year hasn't really come up in cumulative delta yet. That gives me pause for sure. I wonder if the 5-year tries it again. Yeah, see, that tick was a little different because they started coming in, and you notice that they pulled a little bit, but it didn't just keep going until they flipped it, like the last two ticks. More balanced volume here too, compared to this one at least. Seen good liquidity in the 30-year lately. Okay. Come on, touch it. There we go. See, we need our one tick chart to look. Oh, that's the wrong one. We need our one tick chart to look all neat and correct. One tick above. Okay. Ooh. Do you see that? I think that the sellers in the 5-year tried to clamp back down on it again and just got screwed. Because now it's starting to backtick strong. Yeah. Look at that buy there. Here was that sell that screwed us over. And this buy is even bigger. Come on. Trade the traders in the Bitcoin channel saying Bitcoin is a scam for small money and it will end painfully, is my opinion. I mean, hasn't there already been enough pain? I mean, we were at 20,000 at one point, and it is what? Okay, so that interest area, that's not unusual. We are now 1,300, okay? So we're $7,000 from the high and looking like it could go lower. I mean, a little late. Well, I don't like that they put that 54 there at 3110. Yeah, and the 5-year ticked down. You can see the delta there. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. That was good. They're kind of squaring up here in the 5-year, but it doesn't look like they want to actually take it. I'm getting concerned by what I view as a bunch of people at 31 looking to get filled. $1,028. What was 28? Was the pivot? Yes, it was. Oh, hey. Okay. Progress, maybe. If they push through the iceberg, that is. How much have they absorbed there? It's been a ton. Hey, come on. No? You would think after everything that they went through, all of this buying that took us to the VWAP, that they would be a little bit more excited to try and trade 20 half. But I'm wondering if the guys that got long from down here are just getting out at the VWAP and Now they're playing games with each other. I'm getting conflicting signals here now. See, 5 years saying, I think we're gonna push down, and the 10-year is saying, no, I want to touch the VWAP. And the 30 is already ticked up. Let's reset that one. Nope. Okay, so now the 5-year has ticked down, and the 30-year is, okay, the 30-year is slowly responding. Nope. The 10-year still looks like it wants to go higher. Right, there you go. That's kind of what I expected to see. I might join them and take 2 ticks here.
Heath said short 30.5.
Yep, get out. Even though there's an iceberg there. I just don't like what I'm seeing in the 5. Look at the 10-year though. Look at how much cumulative delta buying in the 10-year is almost to the high of the day. They want more, but whatever is keeping them from getting it, it concerns me enough to want to just take a quick profit here. This might be here in Bitcoin, might be a good VWAP trade. Long.
Dominic said LOL, just liquidated for 3 ticks profit. Dominic said don't ask me why.
Yeah, I got out too. Wait, is Dominic is listening, right? Yeah. You didn't get out because I did you? Man, 5 both ways. If I had been long from much further out, like if I had taken Keith's trade, then I would maybe be a little bit more willing to watch and see what happens, but this is too much of a battle for me. Uh-oh, what's XRP doing?
Dominic said LOL, no, I got out because I was up and my manager called me. Didn't want to miss out before it dropped right now. Dominic said LOL.
Ripple. I don't see anything terribly odd in the XRP chart at the moment. What are you what are you seeing, HTV? Hey, that was a solid tick up. I'm liking this better now. Is that where we got out at? Nick Jansen, nice call the other day for Bitcoin Cash. Too bad I didn't hold it for longer. Ha. So, Nick Jansen, well, first of all, thank you. But, I mean, 10% in a cryptocurrency, is that really that great of a call? I don't think it's the trade is over yet. So, in my mind, I'm still break even. Oh, institutional buying on the 1 hour chart for XRP. So he's seeing a lot of volume in Ripple. Man, that ended up being a bad entry. Nick Jansen, I agree, but there were a lot of ones tanking at the same time. That's a good point. It does speak well for the trade that almost everything is down except for the one that
Dominic
we
said
was
I have
going.
to say, I have preferred trades that I take during the London and early AM time frames best, I think. 3 AM to 8 AM.
Nope. That was a mistake.
Dominic said although a bit too slow to really gauge which way it is headed. Feels like less informed and more of a gamble.
Yeah. Okay. This is hard to read just because they're really fighting. So sellers definitely come back in here now. Here's the balance level, 19.5. Oh, okay. Whew. That film might not have been realistic. I didn't read what my position in line was. Let's just say that I took -2 there.
Alligator said good spot for bears IMO.
Yeah. I'm wondering if they're going to try for a new low. Yeah. It would have been a good click in there. Well, maybe not, so I'm gonna hold off.
Heath said out +2.
Well, that was, all things considered, that was a pretty strong fall intent, the 10-year, wasn't it?
Rackley3 said Seth, check YouTube chat.
Oh. Have you checked how much money you made on Steam It? Because you should. Oh, let me go. Yes, I should go and post the link. Thank you for reminding me. You know what? I should get the correct YouTube URL though if I'm gonna do it, so that after the fact it gives me It'll still link them to the right video. There you go. Copy. What tags were we using here? I forget now. Futures. Okay, well that was another take right there. 29. Post. Where's my blog? What were you saying? Oh wow. Whoa, what the heck?
Rackley3 said you made $55 on the first time you posted the link, son.
Wow. I didn't even realize that. Like, I looked at it that day and it, like, nobody looked at it, and it was like, okay, well I submitted I submitted today's, so that's pretty cool. Thank you for reminding me to look at that. Wow.
Dominic said rats. Tried to get in short but didn't get filled. Frowning face with open mouth.
Well, this is interesting. And this, the 5 years is sitting right on the edge, but they don't want to push it. Now my question about the Steemit thing is, which tag do you think it was that gave it that it showed up with? Trading? Because I only put trading, treasuries, and futures on it. Maybe it just showed up as hot. I don't know. There's a link if you just go steemit.com/speculator Seth, and you can see it. Bah! Humbug. This might be a lure. You notice that they're not pulling it in the 5-year. Well, okay, they took it and they offered some up, so maybe I'm wrong. Oops. That did that right, yeah? No reverse there? Yes. Let's just double check this. Oh, why did it give me... Oh, yeah, okay, that was 2. Okay, we're okay. It kind of looks to me like what happened there was the 5-year was pushing us down, and they couldn't do it when they got to the bottom. There just wasn't enough interest anymore, and the 10-year took control and was like, okay, you've had your time, now it's my time. Of course, and now that they've taken it, they're not really showing a whole lot of interest in throwing it here either. They're just gonna rotate it around 29. If I wasn't already long, I would buy that one. Ooh. Well, should have stuck with the first one. I think I'm tilting a little bit, so I'm gonna hold off for a little bit. I really thought that I saw a switch there, and then look, the 5-year just came right back. Everyone is buying Bitcoin. Yesterday I explained my social worker how to get some. Today my housekeeper told me her boyfriend bought 2,000 Ripple. 2,000 pounds Ripple. Wow.
Dominic said, what is Steemit, Seth? Not familiar with that.
Steemit is a social news site like Reddit, except for that if you submit something and it does well on the network, you get paid in Steemit currency.
Heath said long 28.5.
It's a little more complicated than that, actually, because what happens is the number of upvotes that you have determines how much of the Steemit pool for that round that you get, or something like that. I haven't looked into I haven't read the whole white paper, so I don't know all of the details. I'm sure somebody in chat is going to step in and give the exact details of how it works. I think it's something like your percentage of upvotes for that day. So if you have a top post that like goes to the top, then you can
Dominic said
make
so
a ton.
as with most social media, it is a play for popularity.
Yeah. It's like Reddit. It's like Reddit but with cryptocurrencies.
Dominic said LOL. Rackley3 said the more popular a person on Steam it is, also has bigger sway in how much you get.
So is it like your all-time karma influences how much you get? Like if you accumulate a bunch, then you could still continue to get Steam it without
Rackley3 said
submitting
like
anything?
if PewDiePie would upvote your video you'd get $100 instead of 1 cent you get fro me.
Oh, I see. Oh, that's a smart way of doing it. So they probably use like the Google algorithm to do that, kind of the same way that Dig determined what went to the front page. I wonder if it also takes into account like how diverse of people upvoted you. You know, that was the thing that really made Dig cool, was that I mean, even though eventually the website kind of all narrowed down to one particular thing, but you couldn't just have like the same 10 guys upvote it, because it's say, hey, these 10 guys always seem to vote for the same thing, so it doesn't mean as much. And then when Reddit took over, Reddit didn't have anything like that, and so you just got the same stupid stuff to the front page.
Dominic said imagine that technology in the workplace. Rackley3 said LOL.
So the thing, I've always been really, I really like the idea of Steam It, just because I've always really been into the social news sites.
Rackley3 said wanna be the boss in that workplace.
Right.
Dominic said ASR director replied to your post so you get more something than if a coworker replies.
Oh, there
Dominic
you go.
said LOL.
Oh my gosh, that reminds me of this. Maybe we'll get a little political here, but have you guys been reading the stuff from James Damore's lawsuit against Google? They had like this thing where like there's all of these internal networks, and you can actually block specific people if you don't like what they're saying, which in my mind is like crazy. Like you have a coworker that you dislike their views so much that you can just block them. But then they were actually using those to be like, if you said something unpopular that was conservative, and then a bunch of liberal people blocked you, and then they could look at that, and they were using that to actually, you know, in terms of like bonuses, and you know, they would work against certain people that would want to move, so they'd be like, oh, I don't want that guy on my team because all of these people blocked him. And then you look at you know, China wants to make a what do they call it, they want to give every citizen a score. So like, if you say something positive about the Chinese government on Facebook or whatever, it increases your citizenship score. Like they're starting to get a little crazy.
Didn't they fire someone at Google like that too?
Yeah, so Rackley, the guy I'm talking about, James Damore, was the guy that he posted a manifesto of sorts saying that the way that they try and recruit for like women and minorities in technology
Dominic
was
said, yeah, it is called churn. Organizations in some form or another dislike when employees are creating waves.
Yeah. But anyways, he wrote a manifesto basically saying that their approach to trying to get more women on their teams was wrong. And he posted it on an internal network, and people were just like totally up in arms and like super offended, and he got fired because of it. And so now he's suing. And now that he's suing, they have all of this information about the stuff that's going on at Google that basically pretty much says that they were, if you held a conservative political view, it hurt you at Google. Like you wouldn't get as many promotions and things like that. So crazy. So I like things like Steam It, but you know. Now that you're putting money into a social news website, like watch out, you might not like the end result. Yes, take a good move up. Yeah. Since the open. It really looks like that this move down was driven a little bit more by equities than anything else.
Rackley3 said, but on Steam It you don't get censored.
On Steam It you don't get censored. So on Steam It, if you get downvoted, you just don't, you don't get anything compensation, obviously, but then, it's not going to make it to the front page, right? Like that's the one thing is that on Reddit. Well, let me put it this way: a place like the Donald, in the long run, a place like the Donald is unlikely to exist on Steam It. Those kinds of posts probably won't get very far. Whereas on Reddit, because there's a subreddit and there's admins for the subreddit, and they can create whatever rules they want.
Rackley3 said, I looked for it, but don't see a downvote button.
Oh, there's no downvote button. Oh, that's interesting. That's really interesting. I thought you could downvote, but I guess you're right. Oh, that's cool. One thing is that it tells you who upvoted it. That's cool. Oh, and then if you go down here, it says pending payout. So I wonder, so it only does it once a week is when it gives the payouts? It must have been one particular person though that upvoted it. There must be also something there to like if it's the same people upvoting it that you don't get as much, because otherwise you could just get together a bunch of guys, 20 people, and just always upvote each other's posts and dominate all of the currency. Like it would be too easy to manipulate. And they already manipulate it pretty bad on Reddit, right? Now when you put money in it, that's all anybody's ever going to do. Okay, well that tick up there to 30 was pretty positive. So it is good that they can't bury you. This will be interesting I'm going to have to just watch it then before I say anything. And see how that turns out. One of the things is that I haven't seen on Steam I haven't seen the politics maybe perhaps that setup might just discourage that sort of stuff. Crypto Sludge posts a lot of good stuff on there too. And he's been doing really well there. Like, look at that, I'll show you guys. See how many
Rackley3 said KuCoin tripled their user base last week. Pretty sure the other exchanges closing the signups helped.
Yeah. Here, let's move that to this. Go speak in the stream channel, Rackley. And then I can do it there so that we don't distract from what's going on in the bonds too much. I think I'm gonna post my Steemit profile on a couple of places and see if I can get some more people to join it. Because I'm liking this idea the more and more I get into it. Gonna type a little bit here. Well, now we're like right in the middle. I wonder if this 29.5 30 is just going to be it until the auction. What do you think? Is anybody in a position at the moment? Oh, there's a couple of
Dominic
messages I
said I
missed.
have that as an area of interest. Thinking we'll swing through there again at some point.
Hmm. Can someone buy 30, please?
Heath said I think the 10 is mad it didn't touch VWAP.
That's exactly, that is, man. I mean, I had that long trade, right? And then it didn't
Heath said
touch the
I'm long
VWAP.
28.5.
And it was really frustrating, wasn't it? But I think that there's some tug and pull going on here, because the 10 definitely wanted to touch that VWAP, didn't it? If they wanted it, they were like 2 ticks away and they just couldn't get there because the 5-year decided that they were going to sell again. But then look here at the 5-year. Look at the cumulative delta on the 5-year. Because here was the real sell, right? And we came up and then we went down again. Right? So that time, even though it kind of felt like the 5-year was the one that pulled us down and ticked down, the volume was in the 10. And here it was the same group of people that got out, and now we're going higher. We could buy and have another spike and get up to that same spot and then maybe touch the view up. I kind of really want to take a long here, but I feel like I'm so off. I'm down 3 ticks right now. This is not a huge deal, but I just don't feel like I'm making the it's the best action for me. So yeah, hard to read. Let's see if there's anything on Twitter. So wonder also if I go to my...
Dominic said smart Seth, good to let the trades come to you when you see the right spot.
Yeah. Whoa.
Order pending.
Okay, my robot just sold it there. What was that about?
Dominic said I admit, I am trying pretty hard and forcing things a bit.
I hate it when Zero Hedge posts links and they move them, you can't see it. So now I have no clue what he was tweeting. This has only happened twice in history, Goldman asks. Should we worry? Bitcoin moves off double bottom, buyers back in, but resistance looms.
Heath said well. Nobody buying 30 should have got me out of that for +2. They pulled the rug out on that one.
That was weird, huh? Well, all 3 of them sold it. They're concerned about the VIX. That's what that story was. I don't think that move was just trading. I suppose they did pull. There was pulling there. At least in the 30 and the 10. What do you guys think? You see any news? Ripple flying to the moon. Yeah, let's look at it now. Oh yeah. 13% now. Who was it that pointed that out in the chat when the volume was in there and it hadn't actually moved anywhere? Good find. Oh, so now I can post this one. No, tomorrow I can. Tomorrow I can post Monday's thing, so maybe I'll put that on Steam.
Dominic said, what does reverse actually do?
What do you mean? You're talking about in the thing and you click rev? Where is it? Does it actually have one? Oh, this one doesn't have it. It will reverse your position. If you're short one, it will make you long one. They love me. They really love me. Sludge. Yeah, you're doing really well on there, man. Well, here's what tells you what kind of day it is today, right? Because we just had a huge flush down, and now it's still ranging. Oh, good job, Cedric. In the 10-year? Oh, he's trading like 2 or 3 lots, though. Yeah, good job.
Keith said, there we go. Now break 30.
Is Keith talking about, Yubi? Yeah. Cedric made, well, he took both ways. And where was he taking them? He He sold 31 half. He bought the 85. So I think Cedric made some similar trades. He was just a little bit more patient. Now here, this one that my robot took so far is not
Heath said no the 10.
profitable. Oh, you were talking about the 10. You want them to buy it. Nope. Gosh. Well, are you happy now, Keith? They bought it,
Dominic
and there's an
said there
iceberg
ya
there.
go Keith. Heath said yes.
Yes. It was good. Remember when I said it looks like it might be a good VWAP bounce play in Bitcoin?
Heath said LOL.
Pretty good. That VWAP in Bitcoin, it's got some edge for sure. Just as much edge in any other instrument, at least. I really thought that there being almost no volume, canceled. That it would be.
Heath said ugh. Seth, we need to turn this delay off. LOL.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's no way to get rid of it. It's only 5 seconds. I think on YouTube you actually can. There is a setting so you can make it even faster, but it has like reduced quality, so I didn't use it. I suppose, oh well, so here's an idea. Tell me what you guys think about this. Is another thing that we could do is we could start using the voice again. And like I could make a channel just for the stream so that you could hear what I'm saying live instead of having to wait for the delay. What do you think about that?
Dominic said that is why we were using the Discord chat in the past. So while the people on YouTube heard it delayed.
Yeah.
Dominic said the Discord people heard it live. Dominic said right.
Yeah, he knows what I'm thinking. I mean, we could do it. So the only thing is sometimes I'm already too distracted with the chat. But if we use the Discord again, I don't want us to start making bad trades because we like talking too much. Yeah.
Heath said I like that idea.
Okay. Well, we can do that right now. Let's see. I'm just going to make a new one for the stream.
Heath said okay. I'm out +3.
Voice channel. And let's see here.
Dominic said exactly.
Good quality. And I'm just going to make it so that you have to be yes, and add another one. Okay. Did I do that right? No. Yes.
Dominic said, so now that you're out, Keith, it can swing back for me, okay. Smiling face with open mouth.
Okay. So I created the channel. Why don't you guys go down and join it and see if it's working?
Keith said, sure can. Go down. Go down.
ECB interested in distributed ledger tech. Ooh. Ooh. These guys have a 0 fee Verge pool? Oh, Rackley was saying, "What's my KU coin?" Reference is a good question. So I lost it. Let me do it here. I have to log in and figure out. There it is.
Sounds good, Seth.
Oh, thank you very much. I set the channel to be like 96K, so it should have pretty good quality. You're coming through pretty good.
Thanks. I guess the only thing is this whole chat is now being broadcast, right?
Yes, so if you dock in here, everybody will be able to hear it. I should also, how do I want to do this? Can I change, like, so you are a little loud.
Yeah, I could try turning down my mic.
Well, I don't even necessarily think it's you. Let's see here. I mean, I could try that, but will that change the text to talk part? Okay, so say something now.
How does that sound?
Yeah, that's a little bit better. And then I'm gonna go into I have like a test little server that I have.
Speculator Seth said test.
Okay, yeah, that's good. So that particular setting doesn't affect the text to talk bit. Okay, well, it looks like they did buy through that 30 now. Maybe they'll actually touch the VWAP. Okay, so anyways, I got distracted here. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Invitation bonus. Where did he post it? Here it is. Okay, so posting it in the crypto channel, Rackley. And I'll post it in the stream channel too. Are you sure though, Rackley? Because I don't know if I used your link or not. Does it show up? Does it tell you? Mine that doesn't have any directly invited, so. That 30-year in UB ruined me, call me crazy. But I think we have a good chance at testing the overnight high. Well, that would be interesting.
Alligator said after auction.
Maybe after auction for sure, yeah.
So you think at auction these prices go up?
Well, so let's see if I can find it. They did a study and about what the price movement around auction is. And what it tends to do is it tends to go down just before the auction and then up afterwards. So it's almost like the market is like absorbing all of the new supply that's about to come in. So yeah, we do tend to move up after the auction. Like, like we did yesterday.
Okay. So what's that called? Efficient market hypothesis or something like that?
No, well, no, that's...
So everything's priced in?
Yeah. Well, yeah, that is the efficient market hypothesis. But I would almost kind of argue that isn't that kind of an example of maybe where the efficient market hypothesis doesn't work, because they, it
have to make a move.
It wouldn't make sense that we would have such a tendency to go up after that. If the market is so efficient, everybody should know that, and then thus it shouldn't happen according to the efficient market hypothesis. I think the problem is that yes, the market is very, very efficient, in human terms, but in the end, that actually isn't all that efficient. Sometimes the markets react instantly, but sometimes it takes them a long time to figure out what's going on. Close that. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure that I used your link.
Said that pin bar on the daily though. Uneasy face.
I mean, I think I did, but I don't know for sure. So if I were you, I would just keep posting your own link. That pin bar on the daily, though. Yeah, exactly. Yesterday was something else, wasn't it?
Dominic said, what time is that auction?
It's 11, isn't it? 11 my time. So 1 o'clock Eastern time. The same as yesterday's.
Dominic said, okay, Ty.
Oh, here we do. I never looked at John's notes this morning. Let's see what he said. Bull bear zone is in the 149.24 to 28 area. We're right in the middle of that. Okay, that explains why here.
Block sell.
Oh. Okay.
Dominic said grading.
Oh, no, John Bottomley.
Dominic said AHH.
Yeah, he comes in here into chat sometimes under the name Bots. BOTTS. Yeah. So what did he say? I think they can trade higher as long as prices stay above 149.16, which
Dominic
they definitely
said,
have.
Right. Our Canadian friend.
Yes.
Smiling
yes.
face with open mouth.
Yes, he's a very good volume profile trader. An extension above the overnight highs at 150.15 could see the low volume number at 150.28. But we haven't gotten anywhere close to any of those levels. Break to the downside could see yesterday's lows tested. Yes. But you would have to break through 16 first. Well, the 5-year finally got to its VWAP and decided to range there. 3110 was where we saw the block sell, and it is now at an interest level. See, this is what always kind of messes me up, is like right now my gut is telling me something's going to happen. Like that order at 31 was significant, and maybe he's going to sell us down, and then nothing happens immediately. So it's like I always think that it's going to move, and it never does. This is what screws me up on the range days.
Heath said it's a jungle. LOL.
Yeah. But I mean, that's how the range days get you. They make you think that it's about to push one way so that you take a position, and then you find out that it was all an illusion. Oh, U.S. Treasury yield slip after new report on China bond buying. What are they saying? It said it may...
Dominic said fake news. LOL.
It may adjust its guidance to investors given the strength in the European economy. Oh, after the European Central Bank said it may adjust its guidance. I don't see anything about China, though. China may be concerned about the effect the GOP plan will have on the national debt. Yeah, sounds like fake news. I see, yeah. I don't know. That one is hard to predict. Rackley says, I think you did the day after I gave you my link. I had 2 referrals, Sludge and you. I assumed. It doesn't tell me who the people are. Yeah. The reason I'm not sure is because I remember clicking on the link, but I also remember like not actually signing up for it until much later. And so I'm not sure if I actually used that same window and same link to sign up or not. I wish it told you, but oh well. Yeah, so who upvoted this one that was so influential on Steemit that... I'll just follow everybody that did.
Rackley3 said Amazon referral link last for a day or so, even if you closed the browser, so maybe same thing on KuCoin.
Oh, okay, maybe. Yeah, doesn't really say. It wasn't like one person that upvoted it that was like really influential or anything. It's just for some reason that one got 6 and it brought it up. Confirmed MoneyGram to use Ripple. So now where is it? Wow, 320. Oh no, wait, that's not. That was the all-time high. We're still at 210. Do it like that. There we go. It could make a new high. It's funny because the Ripple guys sounded really panicked last night, and somebody was like, "Oh, this is like the best time to buy," and I'm like, "Well, I mean, it could be, but it could also go down twice as much as it already has. So maybe you should wait for like, you know, it to base out or have some buy signal first before you get too excited." Well, ever since Tyler sold, we have been going down.
Rackley3 said, well, I quit shorting XRP yesterday and moved to ETH.
Oh, there you go.
Rackley3 said so just in time, smiling face with open mouth.
You've been doing pretty good with those calls, man. The thing about these news stories is that they are generally right, but way late. Just my opinion, of course. Yeah. That or just like entirely too speculative. Like that, reading that doesn't make me want to change my long-term view on bonds.
Dominic said right. You view changed 2 times already by the time you read it, lol.
Well, I think that bonds are going down, generally speaking. So maybe it's a bad example because basically the net effect of that story is that bonds are going to go down because the Chinese are selling it. And I'm like, bonds are going to go down anyways. Wow. Rackley, that's crazy. How big of a lot have you been trading that on? It wasn't a huge one, was it? I'm kind of hoping that Ethereum takes a big dive here because I still feel like Ethereum is undervalued, but I don't have as much of it as I would like. Oh, I'd like another $100 on it. So if they can sell it here.
Dominic said my order book is lighting up with buys in the ZF.
They are trying to buy it here. One tick above the last pivot. And there's an iceberg. Trades of 0.02 each swing.
Trade the traders said all my trades so far.
Right.
Let's see if we break below this area here.
Yeah, it looks like buyers are trying to prevent it from taking another tick down, but if they fail, then there's a decent chance we could see the low. It's a hard one that I think I've been falling into lately, is trying to predict what it's going to do. And when right now we can't predict what it's going to do, we have to let it happen first, and then we can trade off of the fallout. 0.02 Ethereum, so you're talking like $20 still. That's interesting. So you can scalp. You can basically scalp cryptocurrencies with $20 and make, $20 in a day or something like that.
Got a clue in the 30?
Did that tick down?
We ticked
Did
up.
it just tick? There's been some volume there in the 30.
149.23 hit.
Yeah.
But that thing's been like a 2-tick range down.
Right. They're in the zipper right now, with the middle of it being 22. And sure enough, there's not a ton being bid there yet. At the moment, it does look like they want to reverse here, for sure. but they haven't actually succeeded yet. Okay, now the 30 is looking like maybe they... No? And I'll tell you one thing, though, was that when we ticked down there, that 679 that traded at 23 was a pretty significant drop when you look at the overall day. And drop in cumulative delta, that is. Well, fees are a percentage, so it doesn't matter if you buy huge amounts or tiny bits. So scalping cryptocurrencies, it sounds like, is actually pretty good. Other than, you know, that they're a little bit more random. But if you're doing what Rackley does, where you trade the pair that's basically like the one that's going up the most and the one that's going down the most. Okay, a little bit of a flip there now. It looks like the sellers in the 5-year are going to have their say. A bit of a divergence between the 5 and the 30.
Below said, any of you guys ever use stop entries?
No, I've never used a stop entry. Not in the treasuries. Okay, that's it right there. It wasn't a super solid tick down, but just that they ticked down there, I think, was pretty good indicator. And then if they tick down another one, then it's going to be on. That was bullcrap. There's no way I got filled there. Still not filled.
Trade the traders said, velocity on the Treasury and bond at the lowest biceps breakdown. Below said, feel like they make more sense in markets like ES.
Well, that one's hard to say because I was 900 in line, and there had already been 200 traded before I got in. So if I did get filled, it was awfully close. The simulator said I got filled. It just depends on how many of the people that pulled were in front of me. This is definitely going to make a new low. Look at that. That's some momentum going down there. Well, there's the ZF is touching it. Ooh. I did not notice that big order down at 122.24. Okay. Nope. I'm gonna get out. So 1 tick, that's okay.
ETH said Jesus. 40 trades.
Is that how many you took today, Keith?
ETH said no. Commenting on trade the trader's image.
Oh, I didn't even look at that. Let's see. Wow. Oh, those aren't all on the same day though, dude. He's making like 3 trades a day.
ETH said ah okay. ETH said my bad.
Yeah.
ETH said did. Dominic said stepping away. ETH said didn't look at the dates.
What would they say in Bitcoin? Seth, it looks like your Steam is exploding. You can blame me. Wait, what did you do? How did you do that? Let's look. Oh, I don't see anything different.
Sludge said look at the dollar.
Oh,
Sludge
yeah.
said on your last post.
Wait, on the one I posted today?
Sludge said yeah, it's the same guys that voted for me, so I am assuming it's my whale buddies being nice smiling face with open mouth and smiling eyes.
Oh, okay. That's great. Which person is it though?
Sludge said so far they refuse to admit smiling face with open mouth and smiling eyes, but I doubt anyone else would give a rat's ass about my post to vote that high.
Oh.
Sludge said STMT.
Can you you can change how much you vote, huh? That's what it is. Yeah, and he's the one that hasn't voted on this one.
Sludge said you can choose how much STM power you use on your vote. Sludge said once you get enough of it.
Wow. I see. Wow.
Sludge said so a whale can vote with 1% of 100%. Sludge said of his power.
So here's a weird question that I have, because if I just pull up here again, I don't want to put another order in the 10-year with it sitting there in that zone, so I'm going to distract yourselves. Okay, so his is 58. His reputation. Oh, mine's like 42, but he has like almost 2,000 followers, and I have like 5. So is there that big of a difference between 42 and 53 or whatever?
Sludge said, and reputation doesn't mean much really.
No, doesn't. Okay.
Sludge said the real value is steam power.
Oh, okay. Oh, right. So how do you see your overall steam power? Is that just when you look at your wallet? Yes, it is. Steam power. Influence tokens, which give you more control over post payouts and allow you to earn on curation rewards. Part of Speculator Seth's steam power is currently delegated. Delegation is donated for influence or to help new users perform. Actions on Steam. Your delegation amount can fluctuate. I see. So what you're saying is I should go and buy a bunch of Steam, and that will affect how influential I am when I post, or when I upvote people. Well, I think we're going to do what we did yesterday. We're going to shut down here in about 5 minutes. And then we'll pull it up again like 5 minutes before the auction and try another long. Let's see if there's any questions. Had some good views on Twitch today. I'm happy about that. 2 right now, but at one point we were like 7, 10. Oh, you know what? I moved the Bitcoin one down. That might be as far as Bitcoin can go today. Let's see. Well, they want to buy it, but it's not going. That's the first time, though, that I've seen the 5-year acting like it wants to push price up, absorbing there on the bid. 2 ticks up when the other ones are ranging. Still looking at the 1024 target for Ethereum, though. Okay. Profile view. Yeah, we're right in the middle of the profile. You could probably get a couple more 1-tick trades out here. Buy 29, sell 29.5. Especially if you can take it as she goes. Yeah. Man, look at that. Only 500 being offered in ZF. They decided not to take it. Nope. In fact, it may just flip here in a second. Yep, there it goes. Now the bid in ZF is less. They might go back and forth a few times. I tell you what, one of the things I really like about KU Coin is that they're very active at putting new coins on there. You know, like before I was like, well, I don't have anywhere to trade Rye blocks. Well, it's on there now. Bitcoin Cash about where we were when we first came in this morning.
Breaking news right now from
Dominic said, Keith, do you mind if I ask, you have package 5 for Sierra? Keith said, yeah. Dominic said, worth it? Dominic said, I'm currently only with 3. Dominic said, no profile stuff. Keith said, it depends. If you don't use profile/footprint/market depth graph, then I wouldn't bother upgrading.
Okay, well, this is still going slow, so...
Keith said, are you only looking at the DOM?
If you use profiles of footprint, yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to come back just before the auction, but I've got my morning call here in like 10 minutes. So I'm going to shut down. Anything real quick before we go? Let's just double check chat here. No? Okay, so please remember, like to the video, send me your Steemit profile when you make it so I can follow you and upvote all your stuff. I think that's it. Oh, let me type in. I have the Patreon daily post up here in a bit. All right, I'll just catch you later.